Hello and welcome to Monza for the first race, the T.U.R.L calendar. It's a lovely day today, expecting some rain later on in the race, but hopefully it can deliver very well. We have an 18 car grid today. And on the front row is Joe Moore and Marcus Faulkner. Rounding out your top three is Mars Jonathan. Fourth on the grid, David Ironside. Followed by Alan Chung, Wolf Harold. Seventh, Sean Fitzpatrick. Eighth, Mike Coing. Ninth, Richard Trzonski. Rounding out your top 10, Bob Ives. Number 11 on the grid, Christian Pabinger. Number 12, Doug Arnall. 13, Bernd Schwarzinger. 14th, Thomas Hershey. 15th on the grid, Andy Garton. 16th, Aaron Grues. 17th, Christian Van Bellen. And 18th is myself. Here we are for the race start. Lights are out, we're online with Joe Moore here. As he gets the run down into the first corner. If the start's anything to go by, we should be in for a very interesting race here. The cars behind getting a little bit squirrely. Joe Moore swirls to the inside. The cars are a bit of an accident going back on the grid there. No one seems to be seriously affected. However, there does seem to be a car in the back with a bit of damage. We'll have a look back on that later. Joe Moore, the pole sitter, has fallen down into third position here as the swarm comes around the final corner to cross the line here, and you can see that it was definitely a car badly affected in that accident as it has fallen back. On board with Alan Chung here to see what happened on that first lap. The car ahead just gets loose and he just seemingly steers into the to the right and drops all the way back here. I have no idea what happened. And the front two do seem to be pulling away here. Joe Moore has regained his lead. And we will switch and see what's happening further back down the grid, perhaps. Big news. Myself, I have come up from dead last, 18th position, up to 5th here. On board with Thomas Hershey here to see what happened on that second lap. Many cars getting loose around him. And there goes myself up at the top, capitalising on the situation to go through and make up many positions. Wolf Herald now leading the race. Joe Moore retakes the lead, and we'll have a look back on that as a bit later. Christian Van Balen up from the last packs of the well, from the back of the pack here. Seems to be having a very good race alongside myself here. Car getting quite squirrely up ahead there. I couldn't tell who that was, but Van Balen on the outside now. He's done them. Herald still battling out for the lead of the race here with Joe Moore. It's very close between them here. I do believe Joe Moore has just got the better of him here. Let's have a look at the battle for third place now between Fitzpatrick and Faulkner. Faulkner going up the inside here. Fitzpatrick getting a bit loose. And he is a bit squirrely. But Faulkner has got the move done here. Here with the middle part of the pack here. Pabinger. A bit of contact there between myself and Balen, I do believe. Is that legal? I don't know. The battle for 10th position here. Cowing and Gardner, I do believe. Lap 5 here. And the it is beginning to rain here. Wolf Herald has finally got the move done on Joe Moore here. And Moore is heading into the pits now to make his stop. He will most likely fall all the way to the back here. And that puts Wolf in with a massive lead. On board with myself here, and quite uneventful this portion of the race. The rain really beginning to come down as I do just slide across the course. I will end up losing the position out to Ironside. Bit of an accident there. Let's see if we can find out who that was. It was Christian Van Balen in the on the final corner. I do believe he'll be making his stop. No, he's staying out. Myself is into the pits now alongside Schwarzenegger. Big news, Sean Fitzpatrick is in the lead of the race here, above Faulkner and Wolf Herald. I do believe that's Faulkner getting a bit loose there on the high side. Fitzpatrick just holding both of them off. Well, this battle is getting intense now. Wolf Herald has gone through into the lead. That just shows the power of the slipstream here, as Fitzpatrick makes contact with the wall and drops down into third place, giving Herald and the standings now stand Herald, Faulkner, Fitzgerald, Hershey up from, I do believe, 15th place here. Very big story. Pabinger, Andy Garton, David Ironside, Jonathan, Van Balen, Cowling, Joe Moore, our pole sitter, down in 11th place here. Myself, Bob Ives in for the pit. He's been there for a while now. Schwarzenegger down in 14th. Zimski down in 15th. Aaron Groves, he's moved down quite a few positions. Doug Arnow seems to have had a bit of an accident. He's dropping back positions. And last place here, Alan Cheng. We go back to the front of the pack, and Fitzgerald is back through into second position now. Seems to be going through on the inside. Has he done it? Can he make it stick there? I think he has, but Herald's still there. I do believe this is a lap car they're dealing with. Fitzgerald round it nicely. Can Herald do the same? Possibly not. Myself here, lap 10, P12, battle for P12 here. Above is Joe Moore, above Bernd Schwarzenegger. Let's see how this plays out. Schwarzenegger has got the run here, but can he see to get the move done? Just hugging that inside line there and sliding wide. He's bottled it. I don't know what has become of that. Schwarzenegger's still behind by 20 seconds. 15 now after the accident. I don't know what sort of damage has been caused there, and that was our leader just gone past, Fitzgerald. And myself now picking up a drive-through penalty on top of all that damage. And Faulkner has gone through. Marcus Faulkner in the lead of this race here, and pulling a steady gap to Fitzpatrick. There is very much damaged car there. Is that Swazinger? No. Oh, now Grove. We have no idea who that damaged car is. I do believe Roberts or myself here just nursing the car back to the pits on lap 10 here, 2 laps behind the leader, struggling to get it across to pull it into the pits. I think he's got some sort of suspension damage. Now what's he serving here? Is it the drive-through? I think it is. Look at the damage on that car. How is he still driving that? He spun it and the car doesn't seem to want to turn left, but it is pulling quite far across to the left, so perhaps that is counter steer there. Sean Fitzpatrick still there. Oh no, Fitzpatrick has spun. The race leader has spun and has caused a massive accident here, and has driven into the car that he's spun out. What's going on here? It's even bigger here now. I do believe that was Swazinger also involved in that wreck. Can the cars get going here? Of course the banking is very steep, and both cars have got going. Here is the view of Fitzpatrick bottling it from the view of Marcus Faulkner here. You can see he just drifts up to that wall and spins. Somehow Marcus Faulkner not getting involved. Here's that same accident from the view of Sean Fitzpatrick. You can see he just gets very loose, drifts down, tries to rejoin and rejoins into the path of a car. And then you see he just drives into that 22 car. Just stupidity. And then drives into him again. Got going. Big news now, Marcus Faulkner is in the lead of this race. Lap 13 out of 20 here at Monza. And I have no idea how this is going to end. Here we are a little bit further up the track with absolute carnage that unfolded on that same lap. We're lucky that wasn't a bigger accident. Myself now down in 16th position. David Ironside here driving the 22 car up in 3rd position. Faulkner, can he get past this lap car here? And he has done with ease. Of course, it's very difficult to make clean passes in these conditions here. An Ironside coming down the back straight here, approaching the final corner on this track. It seems the corners are where all of the front runners are bottling it here. But he gets round nice and clean. Lap 14 now, our leader is in the pits. And that's Fitzpatrick there, just pulling out the pits. And David Ironside leads this race. Coming round the first corner here. What stands in his way now? He's pulled out a 14-second lead here. Has David Ironside made his mandatory pit stop? That is the question. I guess we will see in the coming laps. There is a lap car ahead of Ironside here. These cars moving about 140 mile an hour down the back straight, well, down both the straights here, and the corners rubbing off about 5 mile an hour off of that. And Ironside is here pulling into the pits. Will he be able to retain the lead of the race? Let's watch that gap here. 11, 10, 9, 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Ironside has pulled out of the pits, but Faulkner back into the lead here in the Works Mercedes 300 SL. And big news, Joe Moore, our pole sitter, has recovered and is now back up into third position. Can he make it back up to the lead of this race where he started? Myself 3 minutes 54 seconds behind the leader here, so about 4 laps back. And we have a 4-car race here for the lead between Faulkner, Hershey, Moore and Pabinger. Christian Pabinger here closing the gap to Joe Moore. Can he get the move done here? All the while Hershey is pulling a steady gap out in front of them. Can they pull into this slipstream and close the gap even further? Pabinger getting quite squirrely here, and that gap that he had closed has now reopened again to a second, which at these speeds you're not getting much of the effect from the draft. 3 laps to go. Marcus Faulkner in the lead, closing the gap to some of these lapped cars here. Can he extend this lead even further? It's about 3 seconds off to the car in second here. we're going to watch this battle until the end of the race here, rounding the final corner of this track here. Faulkner just opening that gap even further down the straights here, using that straight line speed to his maximum, pinning that throttle to the floor even through the corners. You can hear it going past here. So our leader, Marcus Faulkner, 2 seconds behind him now, Thomas Hershey in that number 33. Joe Moore in the number 19 eyeing up a move to get past into second here. Can he get it done on lap 18 of 20? Joe Moore through on the inside. Hershey getting very squirrely there. I don't know how he kept that in a straight line. And Joe Moore, our pole sitter, may stand for a very impressive podium finish after dropping back to almost dead last, being the first person to pit here. He has recovered. 2 laps to go, and Marcus Faulkner still in the lead, just pushing but also trying to keep it consistent in order to get this win here at Monza. He is most likely going to win here. 2 seconds back is Joe Moore, followed by another 2-second gap is Hershey. 1 second behind him is Pabinger, and then there's a 6-second gap behind him to our former race leader David Ironside. Faulkner coming round this final corner here to start the final lap of the race. Can he hold on to the lead, or will he bin it like Fitzpatrick did here? Throw away the race lead, and he starts our final lap now. Into the first corner. Is he going to go for the fastest lap of the race here? Using that steep banking to his advantage. Car slightly bottoming out along here, which is why it scrapes so much speed off in these corners. The car is so low, and the steepness of that banking is massive. I do believe Marcus Faulkner has it in the bag here, coming around the final corner at the Monza banking here. Joe Moore has closed the gap, but it's not enough here. Pabinger has got past Hershey, and Faulkner has won the race here, and we will see you shortly with the highlights, perhaps.